Channing Tatum's recent portrayal of Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine marked a significant moment in his career, bringing to life a character he has long been associated with but never fully embodied until now. The role, a brief but memorable cameo, reignited interest in the Cajun mutant from the X-Men universe, a character Tatum has been linked to for over a decade. However, despite the warm reception to his performance, Tatum has expressed reservations about taking on a larger role as Gambit in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. In a detailed discussion, he outlined his reasons for avoiding a full Deadpool approach to the character, emphasizing the unique tone of the Deadpool franchise and his desire to honor Gambit's distinct identity within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Tatum's history with Gambit is a story of persistence and near misses. For years he was attached to a standalone Gambit film that faced numerous setbacks, including multiple directors, script changes, and studio hesitations. The project, initially developed under 20th Century Fox, was shelved following Disney's acquisition of the studio in 2019. Despite these challenges, Tatum's passion for the character never waned. When the opportunity arose to play Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine, he jumped at the chance, even if it was for a brief appearance. The cameo, which featured Tatum's Gambit alongside Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, was a hit with audiences, showcasing the character's charm, kinetic energy, and Cajun flair. In Deadpool and Wolverine, Gambit's appearance was steeped in the irreverent meta-humor that defines the Deadpool franchise. The character's introduction was accompanied by playful jabs at the MCU's multiverse and the long-delayed Gambit film, with Tatum's performance leaning into the comedic tone of the movie. Fans praised his portrayal, noting his ability to capture Gambit's roguish charisma and kinetic card-throwing abilities. However, as speculation grows about Gambit's potential role in Avengers Doomsday, Tatum has made it clear that he does not want to replicate the Deadpool approach in a larger MCU context. Tatum's reluctance stems from his respect for Gambit's established character in the X-Men comics and the need to differentiate him from the over-the-top, fourth-wall-breaking style of Deadpool. "I don't want to go full Deadpool with Gambit," Tatum explained in an interview. "The Deadpool movies have a very specific tone, irreverent, funny, and self-aware. That worked for the cameo because it fit the vibe of the film, but Gambit has a different energy. He's a romantic, a charmer, a guy with a lot of heart and a tragic backstory. I want to honor that if we get to explore him further." Gambit, also known as Remy LeBeau, is a complex character in the X-Men universe. A mutant with the ability to charge objects with explosive kinetic energy, he is a skilled thief, a charming ladies' man, and a member of the X-Men with a troubled past. His Cajun heritage, wit, and moral ambiguity make him a fan favorite, but his story also carries emotional weight, particularly in his relationship with Rogue and his struggles with guilt and redemption. Tatum believes that a larger role in Avengers Doomsday should reflect these deeper aspects of the character rather than leaning solely on the comedic tone that worked so well in Deadpool and Wolverine. The Deadpool franchise is known for its irreverent humor, graphic violence, and meta-commentary, often poking fun at superhero tropes and the MCU itself. While this approach was perfect for Tatum's cameo, he worries that carrying it over into a more traditional MCU film like Avengers Doomsday could dilute Gambit's essence. "Deadpool is Deadpool because he's breaking the rules, talking to the audience, and making fun of everything," Tatum said. "Gambit needs to exist in a world where his actions have stakes, where his charm and his pain feel real. If we're going to bring him into the MCU, I want it to be in a way that respects his roots." Tatum's comments reflect his deep connection to the character and his desire to see Gambit portrayed authentically. He has spoken in the past about his personal affinity for Gambit, citing his Louisiana roots and the character's outsider status as points of resonance. "I grew up in the South, so I get that Cajun vibe," he said. "Gambit's a guy who's always on the outside looking in, trying to find his place. That's something I've always connected with." This personal tie has fueled Tatum's determination to do justice to the character, whether in a standalone film or as part of the larger MCU ensemble. The prospect of Gambit appearing in Avengers Doomsday is exciting for fans, especially given the film's anticipated scale. Directed by the Russo brothers, Avengers Doomsday is set to be a major crossover event, bringing together characters from across the MCU to face a new threat. The inclusion of Gambit would mark a significant step in integrating the X-Men into the MCU, following Disney's acquisition of Fox. However, Tatum is cautious about how the character is introduced. "If we're going to do this, we need to do it right," he said. "Gambit deserves a story that feels true to who he is, not just a bunch of one-liners and explosions." Tatum's vision for Gambit includes exploring the character's relationships, particularly with Rogue, and delving into his backstory as a thief and a member of the Thieves' Guild. He also wants to highlight Gambit's physicality, particularly his use of kinetic energy and bow staff, which were briefly showcased in Deadpool and Wolverine. "That was just a taste," Tatum said of the cameo. "There's so much more we can do with him, his fighting style, his charm, his heart. I want fans to see the Gambit they've been waiting for." The actor's cautious approach is also informed by the challenges of adapting comic book characters for the big screen. The MCU has faced criticism in recent years for its handling of certain characters, with fans calling for more faithful adaptations. Tatum is aware of these concerns and wants to ensure that Gambit's inclusion in Avengers Doomsday resonates with longtime fans. "I've been a fan of Gambit since I was a kid reading the comics," he said. "I know what he means to people and I don't want to mess that up." As Tatum prepares for his next projects, including Roofman and continued work with Zoe Kravitz, his focus remains on balancing his creative ambitions with his personal growth. His experience with the Gambit film's cancellation has taught him resilience, and his cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine has reignited hope for the character's future. Whether Gambit plays a major role in Avengers Doomsday or gets his own project, Tatum is committed to ensuring that the character's essence is preserved. "I've waited too long to play this guy," he said. "If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right."